Welcome to the UnMarrieds, a safe haven where every journey matters and every story is celebrated. We embrace the beauty of being on your own path. We share honest conversations, real-life insights, and empowering advice that help you thrive. This isn't about finding love, it's about self-discovery. It's not a dating site, but a community built on respect, authenticity, and empowerment. The UnMarrieds, your space, your story.
Wow, good afternoon. My name is Pastor Pauline Jumbale, and many of you know me from the famous Sunday Express Gospel Show on Blue Radio. But today I am here for a very interesting concept, one that we have already done the concept, and it's there on your YouTube, on our YouTube channel. That's Blue Radio Kenya. This is about the unmarrieds, and yes, we have done the concept, and it's there on our YouTube channel, Blue Radio Kenya. And today we are continuing. So if you have not watched the concept, I want you to go back there and please watch the concept, because if we do that today, it will be like doing a repetition, and yet this will also be there on the YouTube channel. Now, today I am not alone. I am joined by should I say a colleague of mine, because he's also a pastor, he's a reverend. I don't know whether pastors and reverends are colleagues, but yeah, but I am not alone. Now, I want to say that having done the concept, having watched the concept, we are not going to stop just at that, because we need to move. And today I want you to know that we are here to let you know that we have heard you, we have understood you, and we are ready to walk together. We are ready to walk together. We are here to assure you that you are not alone. You know, many times we find ourselves in situations whereby it's not like we have pushed ourselves there, but for some reason we just find ourselves there. But one thing I have come to know, and not just because I'm a believer, but all across, I have come to know that God has help for every person here under the sun. God has help. God has a way of reaching out to every group of people, every person. And so I want to believe that concerning the unmarrieds, and again, I would say go back to our YouTube channel and watch the concept, because you will understand why the unmarrieds is not about just single people, okay? This is a class of single people who are very unique. They are very unique in their own way, and therefore, we are here. We are here to help. We have heard. I said I did a small research, talking to I asked whether colleagues can be used, with pastors. So because you have not answered me, I am going to use that. So I have talked to my colleagues, I've talked to pastors and some bishops and reverends, and they've been like, yeah, I think it's time we addressed this class of people, or this group of people, because most of us, for sure, most of us, at least this is one thing that has come out clear. Most of us, I mean the pastors and the reverends and the bishops, they have had no idea that this class of people exists, especially in the church. Okay, in the concept I also said this is not about church, it is not about Christianity. We will go across board. It is for everybody. And I want you to know, if today you feel and you see yourself falling in this category of people, you are not alone. We are here. We are going to walk together with you, and we will make sure that you live a life that is fulfilling, a life that you will enjoy, because everybody is entitled to enjoy this life. Hakuna mtu alipeana maisha mwingine, kwa hivyo hakuna mwingine atakatizia mwingine maisha. Sote we have the same entitlement from God, and therefore we can be able to live very fulfilling lives, even as we navigate that space of being unmarried. Now, I want to give this opportunity to my colleague, to my colleague, just to introduce himself and tell us 1, 2, 3 about him, and then we proceed. Karibu sana, Reverend.
Thank you very much. Hello, good evening. This is Reverend Silas. Reverend Silas is a minister of the Word of God. By the grace of God, we pastor the church. Reverend and a pastor. It happens which office comes first. I was told once Reverend is entitled with the government officials. So I am entitled to have a officiation of government.
Yes.
So I'm Pastor Silas. I pastor with the Deliverance Church, Kisauni. We are formerly known as Mount Zion. And we are here to look on this matter because it concerns us more. As you have rightly put it, you did a research, and actually that research is more profound because it deals with us. It deals with the church. And one thing for sure, life, it has been created in a way that it does not cater for one denomination. It cut across.
Yes.
So if it's the sun coming, it comes for believers and unbelievers. If it's the rain, it will rain for Muslims, for Christians, for Hindus. And if it's being single, it's for everybody.
Yes.
You are Christian, you are non-Christian, you are Muslim, you don't even believe. Even if you don't believe there is God or no God, if the situation finds you in, then you will have no option but to accept that now you are single. And that is why we are here, that we might work together in that, unveiling that plan of God for each and every person that God has given us opportunity to meet in this world. And it's better that we talk about this because now this is the life we are in.
Yes, this is the life that we find ourselves in. And really, one thing that I have realized is that there's no situation that has no solution.
Of course.
Especially now in the generation that we are living in. You go to social media,
Everything.
they have a solution for everything.
It is there.
The other day I was watching somebody who was saying, if you have a problem with your fingers, this finger, you do this, I don't know, you do a lot. There's a lot of information about everything.
Yeah.
And so we said we cannot we cannot ignore this category, this category, because they are there. They are there with us. And as I have said, we have a solution, or rather we want to encourage them to know that we are together in this.
Yeah,
we are together in this. But now, Reverend, because this concept was born, it was born in my spirit after having interacted, or rather not just interacting, just this class of people, having approached me.
Yes.
And it's interesting because I am not an unmarried myself.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody asked me that question, whether I am unmarried, and I said, no, I am not. It's just something that God has put in my spirit.
Yeah.
And so the first instance was somebody from the church.
Yes.
And I had to listen. At first, when she approached me, because this was a lady, and remember, the unmarried is for both
the gender.
It's both. It's for both genders. So when she approached me and she tried to talk to me about this, you know, in my mind, I was like, yeah, it's about the singles, you know, it's about the singles. So I was like, what about
What's
that?
it? Yeah.
You know, what about that? But when I sat and listened and got it,
No.
I told her I have heard. And somebody else called me and told me that they wanted to talk to me.
Yeah.
And so we went for a walk somewhere,
Yeah.
and we talked, and it was the same thing.
Same thing, yeah.
And I was like, wow, okay, so this thing is real.
Yeah.
And now they were taking me through what was happening in the church, you know, that most of the times they find themselves they find themselves, you
They're
know,
sidelined,
floating,
yeah.
like when you say
They miss the category to belong.
they miss. They don't belong, because
Yeah.
most of the times they are put together with
The youth,
with
unmarried,
the youth,
the single.
the youth and the singles.
Yes.
You know. But you see now, 45, 50.
Actually, even the Constitution of Kenya now, you cannot be above 36 years and you are still a youth.
So you see now, so I think from 35
And
now
above.
35 and above, I believe they fall under this, you know,
Yes.
under the unmarrieds.
Yeah.
So when I so when she talked to me, the first one, now the second one, I said, now I think there's need, you know. And then I approached some pastors and, you know, some friends just to talk about this. And I got so many. Oh, there are so many unmarrieds out there. The 35 and above, you know. And I remember there's a friend of mine who really who told me, the pastor, you really have to pray for me, because me, I want to get married.
Yeah.
I want to get married. I don't know how I found myself here, but I am here. Good thing is that she had made good use of that time, you know, when nothing was happening.
Yeah.
You know, when nothing was happening. And I want to say that having known that these people are there now, Reverend, this coming from the church.
The church.
What would be your thoughts? What would be your not just your take, but what would be your word for this person who is there, not single, all right? Not single, not youth, all right?
No.
Because from the concept, everything is there. We have said to be unmarried, it's not just being single. It is a unique status, you know? It is such a unique status. Now, and I want to believe that you have come across these people in your church, and probably like me, and yes, we had a talk with you.
Yeah.
You know, like me, we just thought they were just single people.
Yes.
What would be your word? You know, that one word. What would be your thoughts? You know, or rather your thoughts concerning these people, so that we don't leave them just hanging there. You know, we are there in church with them. You know, we cannot walk in ignorance
Yeah,
anymore.
sure.
Right now, if having got this revelation, I believe we cannot walk in ignorance anymore.
Yeah. One thing for sure is to understand the setting of the church that we have been brought up from. So you find that some were coming from mainstream churches, some were coming with this apostolic, Pentecostal, Protestant churches, and they have departments of how they operate their things. And mostly department is categorized with age bracket, with status in life, with status in marital. So you find out that the most category that is mostly ignored, it is the category of feelings.
Okay.
It's the category emotions, feelings.
Nobody takes care of the
yes,
emotions.
the emotions. So mostly we will have to come with the women's ministry, men's ministry, youth ministry. We come up with Sunday school ministry. We come up with compassion ministry outside the church, not within the church. And also you will have some evangelist ministry, ushering department, praise and worship department. So nobody wants to understand this girl or this man
Who is 45?
Who is, let's begin with 36 years. Who is 36 years old and nothing is coming on her way or his way. He's just there. He has not said anything. And he's growing now, he's 40. And there is no sign of wedding.
Hata kwa barabara haujamuona.
There is nothing.
Hajaonekana hata na mjamaa ama na msichana.
He's just there. So in the church, we ignore and say, this is a youth. But eventually, as he continued to grow, we say, this might be a prime youth. Then when the youths get to see him, they say, no, this is a mama. Because now, he resembles the age of the mother and the age of the father. So the youth can no longer contain him. He cannot be accommodated in the youth platform. Also, when he goes to the youth platform, the things they are talking about, he does not relate with. When he goes to married, the things they are talking about, he does not, or she does not relate with them. He's just floating there. And you eventually find these people that they will either withdraw from the congregation, that means they don't go to church anymore, or they would withdraw from serving God. So because people will start to ask them, someone new comes, he sees a man of 50 years, he'll ask you, how is your family? So it comes like a bombshell. Wow, family, I don't have one. And you feel that you cannot say that you don't have one, because you have just met this person. So you find out that they will feel that they don't belong. They will feel that their emotions are not well dealt with, because as the setting, we are only set up, let's say Pentecostal churches, we are only set up on the things of the Spirit.
We forget
what the Spirit is saying.
We ignore the flesh completely.
We die in the flesh. So we completely focus on the things of the Spirit. So you find that when someone is coming with the things of the flesh, in bracket, you find out that people will say, you are too fleshly. You are very carnal.
Very carnal.
You are carnal. You have to think on the things of the Spirit. So you find out that they don't belong because they don't want to be seen as they are less spirits.
You know, Reverend, you are bringing up a topic that is very controversial, and I think we'll need time. I don't know at what forum where we are going to talk about the flesh and the spirit.
Yes.
Because the spirit, in his own wisdom, has chosen to live in the flesh.
Actually, to be carried in this flesh.
To be carried in the flesh. Now, how ignorant can we be that now we don't want to talk about the flesh? Now, that is and we understand this problem. I want to say that we understand this problem, because really, that is what happens. Hey, yule ndugu, ama yule dada, kama he has lost it. He has lost it. And, you know, being a mother, and having been in church, I have had those conversations. And I think, you know, God has a purpose.
Yeah.
Because even when I sit in those meetings, there are some things that I really pick. And I remember one time I was in a church where I had a friend who was unmarried, a lady, and unmarried. By that time, I used to call her single.
Yeah.
I hadn't had this revelation.
Yeah.
So she was single. And every time, you know, we are seated in that meeting, because she was in her late 40s. In her late 40s. And, you know, she would sit hapo kona akiningoja.
Yeah.
Now akiningoja. And every time I would ask, why can't you join us? And like, hiyo haiendi. Si mama, unaona. Kule sio kijana, si youth, sio single. You know, alikuwa tu hivi. And believe you me, she had to leave church.
Of course.
She had to leave church, and she told me, let me just think about this.
Yeah.
And it has come, this has come from far. Yeah. And you know why I am excited about this? It's because somebody somewhere is just about to get help.
Yeah.
You know, and let me tell you, Reverend, kuna wengine wamesema, na nikasema nawaelewa, nimewambia nawaelewa. Anasema, pastor, mimi sitaki kukuja hapo na kwanza kuongea. Sasa the whole world, watasema ni yule.
And you know, Pastor, the most amazing thing is that in the church or in the world that we are living today, it has been so modernized until everybody thinks that everybody is single. And to
Oh,
be
that's an
single
interesting one.
is a lifestyle.
Uh-huh.
So, and they forget that there is someone who is single not by choice.
Of course.
And
Of course
so
not.
this makes these people on this category to feel that actually maybe this planet is not their home. So unless they get to see that someone cares, someone is thinking about them, of which of course God loves them and thinks about them, and there is always a way, as you started, there is always a plan that God has
God always
for
has a
each
plan
individual.
for each and every person under the earth. And even as we come to a close to this, I want to encourage someone out there who is unmarried, all right, and they feel like, hii dunia sasa, this world is not my
Yeah.
home. That God has a plan. God has a plan because there is no one who was just dropped here on earth, just like that. Mungu huwa hana kupoteza. So every human being that is here under the earth or on the earth or under the sun, God has a purpose for them.
Sure.
I want to say that purpose that God has for you, if you are going to be careful enough, you will see it unveil in your life. And I want to encourage somebody out there who is an unmarried and they're like, Pastor, mimi sitaki kuja huko kuonekana, sitaki kufanya nini. I want us to know that this is a very, it is a very safe place, It is a safe place where you will be able, to tell your story, from mwanzo wa jambo. The beginning of something always is hard. Like, how am I going to tell my story? How will people think about me? All those things. But let me tell you, I was reading about, I read a lot. I here and there, I read. And it was not easy. When HIV and AIDS, ilipotokezea, it was not easy for people to come out, and speak about this. But it had to take somebody who was very bold, of course, through a lot of encouragement.
Yeah.
A lot of encouragement to be able to stand and say, this is my status, And of course, globally, people just came
in, yeah.
And were able to help this person.
Yeah.
Alifariki ndio, lakini alikufa, sijui niseme alikufa vizuri.
Yeah.
Kwa sababu unajua hakuna kitu kizuri kama kujielewa, kujijua na kujua kwamba you are not alone. So I want you to know that you are not alone. You are not alone. God has provided help all over, everywhere. So if you're here in Mombasa, if you're in Kenya, if you're outside Kenya, and you are listening to this, I want you, and you fall in that class. You are not single, because people can be single by choice. You are not widowed, because then no one chooses that kind of status. You are not what? You are not divorced, But for some reason you have found yourself there. Oh, I am 36. Oh, I'm getting into my 40s. Oh, I am 50. Like, how did I find myself here? Life happens. This, I always say this in many of my conversations, that life happens. But after life, what has happened? What do you do? What do you do about it? So don't shy off there. Don't coil yourself there. Usijisukume katika kona, uanze kujipiga. Wengine kina dada wanaanza kuharibu ngozi zao, Probably it is because I am dark-skinned, Others think like, you go for facelifts and all that. No, it is not about that. Life happens. But the beauty is, even when life happens, God has a plan. God has you in mind. And I want to tell you again this afternoon, this evening, this morning, depending on the time when you are watching this, that we are here. That we are here just to make sure that we work together, to make sure that we break everything, that is holding you up, that is, pushing you back, to look at life, differently. We have realized this is a unique group of people, and we are ready to offer help vile Mungu atakavyo tusaidia. Kwa hivyo, I want to welcome everyone to this this podcast, and I want to ask you, unaposikiza here, I want to ask you to share. Please share the link. Share with a friend. Share with your brother. Share with your sister. Share with your pastor. Share with your sheikh. Share with everyone that you need to share this with, so that we can help this unique group of people in our community. If you go back to our concept, you will find that we have a whole lot of things that we can be able to do together, and you can be sure it is a space that you cannot afford to have. So I want to again welcome you, Reverend, to give us your parting shot concerning this very great and unique group of people in our society.
Well, one thing we have to be sure of is that there is no condition that is permanent in a human life. The only person who is allowed to be permanent is God. He does not change. But the condition of men can change. It's just a matter of time. And also have to understand that everybody has their own timing in life. And the time comes by the right connection and meeting the right people along the way. I could not have married the wife I married until I met her through someone else. Connected me to the one that she knows, and the one she knows, she became my wife. Today, we have years. So, you connect yourself with the right people. Isolating yourself because of peer pressure, because of some eventualities of life, it was there because the situation has been such severe. But now you know. You can actually, and we started saying that this is not a dating site.
No. But this is not a dating site, please.
This is a place that you can share your life and have someone who can hold your hands, also someone who can pray with you, and also someone who knows someone around here. As we talk, we walk, we share, we eat together, we meet together, and all those things, they will open up our space that we'll be able now to view life in a different perspective.
Yes.
Because now the Bible gives us clear warning. It is not good for a man to be alone.
And this man is about a man and a woman.
This man is not a man of God. It's a woman or a man. You know, and God foreknew before time. He says he declared the end from the beginning. So he knew that the situation like this comes.
It hasn't taken him
and
by
there
surprise.
Is someone that God prepared for us. Every individual. Kuna mtu tu. Hakuna kile ya kusema mimi niliandikiwa. Basi nitakufa bila mtoto hivi sitawahi olewa. There is nothing like that.
Okay.
In God's proper planning, He purposely created Adam and He knew Eve was coming.
Wow, that is very, very profound, you know. It is not good for a man to be alone. So wacha kuwa peke yako. God has provided this space so that we can walk together. And believe you me, your life is just about to change to the glory of God. So God bless you. This is your pastor and friend, Pastor Pauline Jombale. And I want you to know that we love you. We love you. And we are praying for you. Thank you.
Amen.
Welcome to the UnMarrieds, a safe haven where every journey matters and every story is celebrated. We embrace the beauty of being on your own path. We share honest conversations, real-life insights, and empowering advice that help you thrive. This isn't about finding love. It's about self-discovery. It's not a dating site, but a community built on respect, authenticity, and empowerment. The UnMarrieds, your space, your story.